Namaste. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Tuesday readings. It's lovely to have you here. Reading all of your comments in the chat. I'm a little bit late because I had no idea which decks that I wanted to use today. I changed my mind a couple of times, and if you read ahead into the description box below, you'll know that I'm going to do kind of a compare and contrast reading today. And what I decided was that I am going to use two decks. So in your readings today, if you have a specific question, I'm happy to just answer your question. But the focus for the reading today is connected to the challenging energy that is around us, that is coming, that is even today. So today there's a very kind of confrontational energy, and I want you to be really mindful of your words and choosing to step back or to walk away if that feels appropriate, choosing when to not engage and so forth. And I kind of just want to get into the readings and not talk too much, but what I'm going to do is offer 4 cards. So on the left side of the reading, I'm just going to read directly below what I typed. So understanding how you want to show up in the world. So the cards on the left side are about the building of energy. So we're moving through this next week into the energy of the new moon. So right now the moon is waning. And there's a lot of powerful energy that is happening now and coming over the next few days through early August. And so I feel like this balance is really, really important. So on one hand, we want to be growing and building energy and almost fortifying our potential in sync with the summer season and the fire and the life force and the vitality of the summer season, as well as all the planetary synchronicities that are happening. But also be mindful that within building this strength, there is this reminder that we cannot take everything with us. As we build and grow and shift and change, we need to have the courage to let go of things along the way. And that is a very, very scary part. So what I thought I would do is pull 2 cards for the building and 2 cards for the letting go. Okay, so that's my intention. And I am going to use 2 of James Eads decks. I do have the mini versions in a tin, which were part of a recent Kickstarter. And that is Prisma Visions, and I can't even think what they're called. It's not Cosma Visions, it's the other one. I'm sure one of the lovely mods can help me with that. Type that into the chat. So I want to say hi to everybody. And I see we have some new people here. Pallavi, namaste. Dandelion, welcome. It's wonderful that this is the first time you are here. So a warm welcome to my live readings. Tamian, hello. Welcome back to you. Clevis, namaste. And Donna, welcome as always. Vange and Dee. Jane, hello. Hi, how are you? And I'm assuming that, can you help Dandelion with what the little icons mean? And who else is here? Jane, I'm sure we can do a message for you. You're early on in the chat. I'll talk a little bit about membership in just a second, because actually I do have a membership comment. Who else is here? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so membership. First of all, thank you. Thank you for all of you that are supporting the members only videos. We had a lovely fun discussion today in the Little Norman session. We were putting movie characters to the Lenormand Queens, and that was kind of fun. We're going to carry on with that next week. So my intention for the members only videos is it really does help me to relax. It's great for feeling safe, not having to manage trolls and so forth. And yeah, I'm really enjoying all of them. So there are a few members only features. One is the Lenormand series, one is the Deep Dive series, and right now we are transitioning from. We're going to wind up Margaret Peterson over this week and next week, and then we're going to dive into the Herb Crafter. Another members only feature is what? There's other one too. I'm trying to think what it is. I should know. Okay, maybe I'll come back later. The other thing is that some of you are members at the citrine level, which gets you into the members only videos. And also there's quite a growing group of rose quartz members. And I want to remind you that you have an option to check in with me monthly, and very few of you are reaching out for your check-ins. This could be just a chat, a cup of coffee. This could be a reading. It could be in support of a reading that you have done for yourself. There could be lots of ways that we could spend our time together. So if you are a member at the Rose Quartz level, please make sure to email me info@integrativehealingwithsadhana.com, and I will set up a time to meet with you. And you can bank those 15 minutes. So it's 15 minutes per month, and you can bank those over any period of time. And when you're ready to check in, please reach out to me, and I'll be happy to set up a complimentary session for you. Okay, so thank you. All right, let's get into this. And I need to go to my lovely mods who tell me who's up first and all of this. And Michelle Lynn, I'll be sure to get to your question as well too. Crystal Rose, hello, namaste, and welcome. Okay, so first is Pallavi. Okay. Let's everybody take a big breath in and a big breath out. Also, there's always synchronicities every week. And in the Facebook group theme for this week, I pulled the goddess Pasiteya, who is the goddess of relaxation, restoration. And I just thought it was just so perfect. I pulled it yesterday. Actually, no, I didn't. I pulled it on Sunday night because we were supposed to have a power outage on Monday. And I have found myself really embracing this energy of restoration. I fell asleep in the hammock in the backyard yesterday. Okay. This is a reading for Pallavi with the intention of the cards on the left, bringing in the energy. And I'm going to stay with the left and the right. And it's interesting that I would put the right in the letting go. But this also intuitively makes sense to me because the left side is our receiving side. It's that which we drink in, right? So what we want to invite in. And the right side is the giving and the releasing. There's many different ways to look at rights and left in yoga and the healing arts. But I'm really happy with the way that I just didn't put too much thought in this, and it's all kind of come together. So let's hold space for Pallavi as we reflect upon what is in her highest to bring in as well as release at this time. Okay. So these are the bringing in cards, Page of Chalices and Six of Chalices. This feels very sweet. Okay. All right, so these are cards of water, right? So let's go very mundane. Connecting with water, water ritual, going to the river, going to the lake, making that making that your sacred space at this time. Inviting the magic, the mystery, connection. Inviting in the goddess. The page is curious. She is open to new connections, to inviting in. She's also a very receptive child, right? A very receptive human. And I don't necessarily mean child. She is open and receptive and not clouded by family, culture, what's going on in the community at this time. So I want to encourage you, Kalabi, to actually physically connect with the water, perhaps getting there at a time when there's not too many people, so it can be more peaceful and serene. The Six of Chalices brings in that number of 6. So the whole idea of beauty is really important. So the serenity, getting to the water at a time of peace and calm and quiet. So you can really drink in its message, connect to Devi through the water, sitting with her, whether you can, if you can immerse yourself in the water, all the better. Walk in with your bare feet, get your hands in the water, and ask her what she has for you on this day. But there's a deep level of connection with the water. It's going to take you back. And perhaps what you are building is a trust in your relationship with Devi, a trust in your relationship with the goddess, with your own femininity, with the with your family karma, and how important the lessons of family and family karma have been to who you are. So in a way, there's an honoring. So I want you to invite in the honoring of family, inviting in perhaps the gifts of feminine ancestry that have been, or maybe they have been a neglected part of what you are. And you can take this message into any aspect of your life that feels relevant at this time. What are you? Okay, so let's focus on the letting go and what is ready to release, perhaps so that the energy of the cards on the left can grow even more. Okay. Oh my goodness. Same card. Isn't that interesting? So not only are you being asked to invite her in, you're being asked to let her go. So there is this beautiful flow of not being attached. So there's a sense, I feel that there's a sense of ritual with water. There's a sense of ritual with the goddess. And there's no expectation for what it may deliver or how it may influence you. There's a, you know, when I see this repeating card here, I want you to honor the flow of the bringing in and the letting go, the bringing in and the letting go. 4 of Pentacles. So this is the ultimate card, ultimate card for fear of letting go. When I think we place far too much trust in our stuff. And the fact that because we have 4 walls, because we have a secure job, that indeed we are safe, and somehow this material 3-dimensional experience will lead to our happiness. I really feel what this left side of the reading is inviting in is to be more in flow, to be more in trust. And these walls are ready to break down, moving beyond the place of safety, moving a little further out of your comfort zone so that you can connect more deeply with the divine feminine energy. Hmm. I think that's really beautiful, Pallavi. Um, and I would also perhaps suggest releasing a physical object this week. You may wish to throw it in the river, the lake, or the ocean and give it to Devi. And this can also be a symbolic giving as well, too. It may represent something that you are ready to release by releasing, like, I don't know, a china plate or something that represents something much bigger to you. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to read for you. All right. Jane Atkins is next. Second deck is light visions. That's right. Prisma visions and light visions. Thank you. Thank you, Jane. Let me scroll on down. So there is Jane. And there we go. Let's hold space for Jane. And everybody tap into this beautiful energy. Imagine a flow of energy, the inhale breath coming up through your left hand, and the exhale breath leaving through the right hand. And this is actually a really lovely thing to do in circle as well, too. When you hold, you know, when you're holding hands and you do this flow of energy of giving and receiving, it's quite an extraordinary experience. So as we hold the flow of energy, light and love for Jane Atkins on this 26th day of July, 2022, in the energy of the waning moon, being sensitive to the powerful energies that are around us in the universe at this time. What is Jane ready to strengthen, to bring in, and also let go? Oh, this now this seems counterintuitive, but there's something really kind of magical here. And I love that this shows up as a summer season card. Now, the devil, of course, is connected to Earth and to Capricorn and so forth. So we have two earthy cards here, the devil and the Three of Pentacles. And I want to say with that, inviting in of the devil energy, this is such a beautiful reminder. And I kind of feel this general theme is so important for all of us. And that is to be more carefree, to do what you want to do, to truly, honestly let go of those self-imposed restrictions. Oh my goodness. So just now, a robin came really close to the window and was fluttering its wings, and it wasn't going to fly in and smash into the glass. It just stood there, and it just for a few moments was just doing this. It was very bizarre. Wow, magical. Doing what you want to do. What self-imposed restrictions can you let go of? There is an earthiness with this. So this also may involve a connection with the earth. I can imagine being in a family or a marriage where the partner or the kids didn't want to go for the hike. Just imagine getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and packing your bags and being so excited about this adventure, almost as if you were inviting in something um, highly transformative by climbing up a mountain. And the kids are fussing; they don't want to go on the hike, and I don't know, your husband would rather do something else. And so this is about you letting yourself be free, because you know that in being free and being the best, letting yourself be the best version of yourself, you will grow in a way that just isn't possible if you are constantly guided by impositions, restrictions, rules, and so forth. Okay, why the three? Why the three? I really feel, and I want to lean into the artwork of this card. Think of three as the building itself. Three as a card of growth and expansion and triangulation. And I don't want to go any deeper into that other than what it is that you are building is a sense of freedom and carefreeness and the power of the transformation that can happen with that. Okay. Okay. So this is the building deck. Let's go to the letting go deck. I have a feeling these little mini decks are going to get well used this summer. Whoa, this is wild. Okay, so we're looking at the energy of the sun. And you have a traditional letting go card as well, too. Okay. All right. So the sun appearing here is a little bit challenging to interpret. But where I want to go with this is being the guiding force, being responsible, being the center of the world for, I don't know, this might be about the office. It could be about the family. It could be about um, something that's going on with your parents. You don't need to be the center of the universe all the time. There is, in this letting go, in the building of, in the freedom that comes with breaking the chains that are associated with this. And also, I want you to look at this artwork. So here we are walking into, it almost looks as if there is a forest fire in the distance. This could be the season of the fall. I know the devil is connected with Capricorn, so this could be it's a little bit late for fall energy, but we really are walking into the unknown. There's something almost scary that we are approaching, but we are full of a lust and a zest for life. And it's through that kind of walking into danger that this card makes so much sense, right? We don't see exactly where we're going. We don't see where we're going in either of these cards. And that for me is one of the most challenging things of spiritual transformation is our ego wants check-ins from time to time. We want absolute clarity about where it is we're going. But what I'm saying here is if you trust enough to let go, to break free, to do what you want to do, that spirit will be with you and guide you. And so emotionally being attached to something is not serving you at this time. It is not necessary to be the center of other people's lives. You are the most important person in your life at this time, and your process is what it's time for you to honor. The other sensation that I'm feeling here, so whether you, with this Eight of Chalices, whether you see this as water or wind or energy, is feeling it all. So we drink it in, we feel it all, and then we release it. The energy of 8. So here we have 19, which also is a 1. So we have a 1, we have an 8. So 8, right? So lemniscate energy, transformation, going through something and not being able to go back. And I think this is probably one of a key for you, is that if you make this commitment to doing something, there is a fear of the consequences of that. And I understand that, but I think for you to trust in this next step is hugely important to your spiritual evolution. Okay. Thanks, Jane. Sit with these cards for a little bit and drink in this energy and move into the space of letting go with the cards on the right. Okay. Dandelion is up next. All right. Welcome to Dandelion. I love that. I love that name. I love the, your name is Louise. Okay. Hello, Louise. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Do you have a specific question, or would you like me to do a reading as I have done in the previous 2 readings? I'm just going to go down and see if you did ask a question. There we go. What do I need to release to be able to let my inner light shine? Okay, so because you've asked a very similar question to what I'm working with right now, I suggest that we take this step by step, like we have with everybody else, and focus on the drinking in, and then we'll focus on the letting go as well too, because there may be some clarity that's needed around what you need to not need, what would be in your highest to invite in at this time. Okay. Let's all hold space for Dandelion. Louise, welcome her to our group, welcome her to our circle. Specifically, she asked about the release aspect, so I will focus on that. But in addition, what is it that she is ready to build and to find more strength and confidence in, so that her energy, her life force energy, can match that of the summer season? And if anybody is asking questions who is in the southern hemisphere, please be sure to let me know. Okay, because that's an important part of this distinguishing energy. What is Dandelion? Oh, I just love it. Just the energy of Dandelion is so beautiful. Love that, Louise. What are you ready to put a little more energy into, to build, to bring more focus at this time? Hmm. This is the Ten of Swords. Okay. This artwork is just stunning. I want to focus on the idea of higher perspective and what higher perspective means. We have just come through the last full moon was the energy of Guru. There is also a tremendous influence of Jupiter at this time. Don't want to focus too much on the astrology, but the big winged birds who fly high in the sky, who do not focus on the little details. This is a message for you in that perhaps even practically, I was talking about to someone else about climbing a mountain. If we give ourselves the gift of perspective, then things become abundantly clear. Together with the Page of Pentacles, this shows an openness and a curiosity in seeing things through a different lens. And I'm wondering if you have been in a particular career your whole life, or you have had the expectation that this particular job is what you're supposed to do. I don't know, there's both a sense of understanding you are coming to you're nearing the end of a phase which is going to bring so much clarity. Ten of Swords is in that big perspective, helps you to release ego. It helps you to let go of the small things and to embrace the big things. So you have here two cards of new opportunities and new beginnings. And if there was a metaphysical school, if there's actually a place of higher learning that is calling to you, being open to shifting directions in that way may be exactly what you need. And I know that can bring financial burden as well too, but and geographic change sometimes. But let's focus on the letting go part. Okay, so Louise, what is the release that will help to facilitate Louise's growth at this time? This feels like an adventure. It almost feels like this boat is on the river Styx. Wow. Okay, I just have to trust my intuition. And there is a loved one whom who you have been afraid to let go of. There is a powerful loved one whose influence on you has been almost overwhelming. Now, because this is the moon card, the reflection of this loved one is coming through in multiple ways. And showing you a repeating pattern that is, and maybe the next card will help us with what that repeating pattern is. You can call it a karmic pattern, you can call it a shadow. You have journeyed with it long enough. You have journeyed with it long enough. And I have a feeling this is connected to a mother or a mother figure or something like that. So I'm I'm really curious. Okay, so what else do we need to know here? Wow, this is wild. This is wild. Okay, what I was saying in the reading about the sun card, about being in charge, being the center of the universe, being the center of responsibility. It feels like there are some very large burdens that are ready to roll off your shoulders. There is a boat in the moon card. There is a boat of sorts in this King of Swords. It's almost as if the King of Swords is flying on this boat with the little birds in it. I know it's a bird's nest, and I just let the artwork, just let the artwork say what it needs to say. So there's a sense of going forth, but oh, I wish you were chatting here. I would love to have a little chat with you. Letting go of the guilt, the experience, or the incomplete energy connected to a loved one who's no longer with you. And the need to always be, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. Okay, I'm just sorry. Sometimes it takes the pin a little while to drop. The brave face. It's okay to release the brave face. It's okay to release control. We truly are learning to see things through a different lens. And it's only by letting go of the reins that you will be able to see that and experience that. Yes, a deceased parent, exactly. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, a deceased parent. That's why I think spirit put the word river Styx when I said the river Styx here in my words. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Louise. All right. Let's reset for Michelle Lynn, who is sending her daughter off to school and would love a message about moving toward her greater good as she enters this new phase of life. Okay. So this kind of fits for you as well too. And of course, I have been here many times. So it is a difficult time. The letting go of the little birdies. Let's hold space for Michelle Lynn. Sharing empathy, but also empathically connecting with her situation. Maybe these two cards bring in breath and guidance, inspiration, so that Michelle's curiosity about a new direction may be lit. Okay. For those of you that are new to my channel, just know that this happens all the time. With repeating cards. And I was saying that for the first card, but the second card is also a repeating card. Okay. And yours are in the opposite order that they were for one of the previous readings, but it's the same pair of cards. So this is an important message for everybody in the chat as well, too. You may see your daughter in that first card. But the truth is, she is you and you are her. And this gift that you are giving her, think about the page receiving the gift. This gift that you are giving her of going off to school is also a reciprocal gift for yourself. And part of that gift is the gift of perspective and the gift of space. And naturally, with her absence, there will be a sense of spaciousness, quite literally, in a very mundane level. And so take that quality and play with it a little bit. Allow yourself to be awed by perspective. I want to say, I feel there's a gentleness that's necessary here as well, too. Not to rush into the next phase, the next step, but to be curious about this. There's a bit of an adventure ahead, I feel. In order to more clearly understand what this may be, perhaps in understanding the cards of release, it will become more clear. Is that you sitting in the back garden, pouting? She's gone. What am I going to do without her? There's something here. This figure is on the top of the hill, doing their best to see in the distance, which is exactly what's happening here in the Ten of Swords. The energy is moving in the background. Things are shifting. We see a lot of energy moving. The leaves are moving. The wind is moving. There is movement in the water. So energy is moving in all directions. Allow it to move. Allow yourself to feel vulnerable. It's time to, actually letting yourself cry in her departure to emotionally feel this release is really important. You don't want to contain the sadness or to contain the worry. It's all right to talk about it. It's all right to release it, to meditate about it, to sit with it. Right? So this is a card of release. This is a card of letting go. Wow. This is such a powerful deck. So you have 2 tens, Michelle. So let's look at this as an acknowledgement that you have done an amazing job as a mother, as a parent, And this is a very timely completion that is opening a special door for you. And there is a sense of adventure as well too. And I think adventure has been a bit of a theme that's arisen, to allow yourself to go. Perhaps as she goes, you go in a different direction. Where have you always wanted to go? Where have you always wanted to journey? And it's only from journeying to an unfamiliar place that you will gain new perspective, right? And if travel isn't a possibility at this time, we don't have to go far to get another perspective. There's lots of places that we can venture to that aren't too far from home. Hello, Tina. Namaste. Let me read your question again. Moving towards your greater good as I enter in this new phase of life. You know, you would think that the Page of Pentacles would represent you also going back to school. And I would say, like, you don't want to go to the same university that your daughter's going to. But I feel that this feels a little more spacious than university. It doesn't feel like it's restricted in that way. I almost feel as if if there was a pilgrimage that you'd always wanted to take. Feels more like that. These are the challenging tens. These are the tens where the release and the turn of the wheel perhaps is the most difficult. But these are the tens of action as well too. These are the tens of doing something through this change. And you may very well be unfamiliar with the content of the direction, but I would trust, and I would suggest, and I would act, so that as she leaves towards the end of the summer for school, you're ready to go at the same time. You're ready to go simultaneously. There's something pretty powerful about that Page of Pentacles showing up as the first card and her as your mirror. Okay. Oh, I hope that gives you some insight or some food for thought through this. I agree, Dee. The Page of Pence is very lovely in this deck. All right, let's go to Avenge. Of course, you can have a general. Vange, do you want 2 cards from each deck, or did you want me to do a 3-card, just a general reading with another different deck? What would you like? Let me know while I shuffle and put these cards away. Great. Thanks for the feedback, Michelle. I appreciate it. All right, so let's hold space for Evangelina as we contemplate the Leo season ahead. May it be filled with just the right amount of heat. May it inspire. May she know her inner strength. There we go. Break down the cards enough. You can riffle shuffle with a tiny deck. I'm just waiting for Evangelina to respond. Hopefully she will respond. If not, I will do the 4 card. Okay. I'm actually intuitively, I'm going to pick up the Ramour deck. I think the colorations are just gorgeous. And I'm going to pull three cards. Three cards for Evangelina. Inspiration into the Leo season. Okay, so the theme continues. The theme continues. So this is the 10 of Wands energy. There's a shifting. There is and this card coming up today with the shifting energy, the moving from the waning to the waxing moon, all that is happening in the universe, astrologically speaking. We are at this place where, now that the phrase that came through was keeping an eye on the prize, which seems very materialistic, but there's a sense of focus in continuing forth, like having your eye in the distance. And I think one of the themes that's come through today is big perspective, wide perspective. So we don't want to be focused on what's close at hand. There's something that is out there in the bigger world that is waiting for your attention. You know what? Maybe I'll do. I can do that as well too. All right. So then we have the wheel of fortune. I just saw your comment now. So the delay is ridiculously slow. There is so much beauty in connection, and perhaps there is a deeper message in the number 10 for you, and working with the number 10, and what does that mean to reduce a 10 to a 1, and what is it about initiation, planting seeds, being open, I feel as if both of these women are their antenna, their receptors are just tingling at this time. They're so thirsty for signs and symbols and signals. So be open. I'm also being guided to, I don't know if it's an evening walk or stargazing, or your message feels like it's going to come through in the night. So the night is an important part of this. And then we have another page. So pages have been really, really important today. This is the page of fire, the page of creation. Change is in the wind. You have three cards of change. Okay. I am very curious. I'm very curious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these cards above, and then I'm going to pull three cards for Vange from the deck that she requested and see if we can get some clarity about what this change, what this next step is. What is the next step for Evangelina? What is the next step for Evangelina? And these are not two decks I would necessarily put together. But this just feels exactly what I need to do. Okay, 6. So we have 10, 10, and a 1. So lots of ones. 1, 1, 1. And then we get a card that speaks to union. Union. One plus one equals one. 1 minus 1 equals 1. This is the energy of a beautiful Sanskrit. It's a mantra, pranamida, pranamidan, pranamida, pranamidam. This is, look at how the Cupid is aiming the arrow right at their heart. We can't really see where one dress ends and one dress begins. There is immense joy as well, too. And while you may connect the lovers with Gemini and 2 and the twins, what I'm intuiting here is you finding such strength in yourself. And there's something about this theme of journey today that feels really important, that you indeed are ready to step forth on a journey on your own. We have another 10. Another 10. On to 6. Okay, so my question was, what is the next step? What is the next step? Is there anything here that can tell us the direction of the next step? Okay, so let me get my little chopstick. You have the 10 of fire here, the 10 of fire here. So we have to, and then we have the valet, the page of fire here. And this is the 6 of fire. There is a passion project. There is a creative endeavor. There is something that inspires you and has inspired you for some time that is ready to come into focus. And I think that's the first thing I said, was to find your focus. It has been put on the back burner. You know, it is at some distance at this time. So this regaining this focus and committing to it. This is so bizarre. I keep seeing this, and I can hear the sound effects as well too, as these pieces of yourself come like, you know, everything comes together. And you really do start to see yourself as a whole and complete person that is ready to go beyond and to reach. I see this as a, so this is 1, this is 6. It's like you're ready to go through the fire. You're ready to go finally through this transformation. Your left ear is tingling. Okay. I would suggest that you go and you lie down and take a screenshot of the cards and just sit with them. It is truly remarkable, the number of 10s that are here. This is drawing my attention as well, too, that we have the cup here. This is fire, right? 6 of discs. Sorry, 6 of discs. This is not 6 of wands. This is 6 of discs. But I'm drawn to this. The key to knowledge. These are also the keys of knowledge. There's a receptivity that is really important here. There is an emotional component to this. This is the moon in Taurus. I truly feel that you have been terrified. You have been terrified of this. I need you to fill in the blank. And what Spirit is saying here is it's time. It's time to go beyond. It's time. You have created and built everything. Everything that you have created up to this moment has prepared you for this next step. And please do not hesitate in going forward. Okay. Thank you, Evangelina. All right, so I will do one more reading today. And this is for Crystal Rose. Just going to put these cards away. Moon in Taurus. It's a very, very feminine energy. That is an important part of your next step. So that feels deeply connected to hands-on creativity. Queen of Pentacles kind of energy. Think of the Queen of Pentacles in the textured tarot. That's what I'm feeling here. Beautiful observation, Dee. Okay, so this is a general reading for Crystal Rose. This is the final reading for today. And I think I'm going to stick with the branches, the antlers deck. Let's hold space. Light and love for Crystal Rose. It's funny, I thought my hands were big enough, but sometimes I long for just slightly larger and stronger hands. I love shuffling. I love shuffling, but some decks are just so hard to shuffle. This is a general reading for Crystal Rose on the 26th day of July, 2022. May these cards provide insight and allow me to be a vessel for your wisdom. As always, we ask these messages be in the highest for the greatest good and that no harm be done. So be it. Another 10. 10. And this is eclipse energy. And I know we're not in eclipse season, but there is, with this Uranus conjunction right now, there is this feeling of shock, transformation. Now, we've had this same card that came up 2 or 3 times in the Light Visions Tarot. And so let's just sit with that for a second, right? So this is the energy of, it has a tower energy quality to it, but also there is a sense of big picture, big vision. Why does it feel like an eclipse right now? It feels like an eclipse because one is ready to transform. There has been a lot of legwork that has been done in the previous few years, and now this is within reach. But this is also, sometimes this is not what we want, because I was watching an astrologer on YouTube yesterday, and she was talking about transformation, and she put up an image of a woman skipping through the grass. And the truth is that the path forward, the path, being on path, the next step isn't always a skip through the grass. You know, it can be quite very, very challenging. So this is a sign of higher perspective. Things quite literally being, we have another page. Okay, so let's stay with the word perspective, because that feels like a really important aspect of this. Higher perspective. The hands in this deck are absolutely gorgeous. This feels like a Reiki exercise. Being aware of energy, and look at the flow of energy all around her. The energy is awakening within you. The light is within you. The light is within you. The light is growing. And if you allow the light to grow, it will transform you. Don't resist change. No matter how scary it feels. No matter how scary it feels, allow it to grow. And I can see you, Crystal Rose. I can see you sitting with perhaps a plant. So you're sitting with a plant. I don't know why a plant. It feels like, I know in this picture it's just the energy between the hands, but I can almost see you sitting with the plant and putting an intention into it symbolically, and having a conversation with the plant as a vehicle for a clearer message. Andrew's here. Okay. All right, everybody. Aces, tens, pages. This has been the number of the day. Watch out for tens, ones. I'm sorry, my phone is on vibrate. That should go off in just a second. There we go. Okay, I'm going to hold up the cards. Sorry, I had to stop my phone from vibrating. This is the Ace of Fire. This is a cauldron. This is a cauldron of light. This is a cauldron of potential. This is a cauldron of creation. And the answer is yes. This is a big yes. It is yes. Yes to the next step. Yes to the new job. Yes. Yes to the self-employment. Yes to... This feels like a creation that is very close to your heart. Very, very close. I'm just going to hold them up so you can see them again. So this is the 10 of Swords, with a solar eclipse. Wow. And this is your Reiki hands. And this is your Ace. Ace of Bâton. And I want to check one thing in this deck. So what can you, all of you, do to embrace the number 1, the number 10, and to be in the flow of the 10 and the 1 and the cycle and the circle? I would almost suggest creating a circle, creating a sacred circle of stones, a sacred circle of pine cones, so that, right, this has also been an ongoing theme about sacred space, okay? Because the pages have featured so strongly today as well too, I feel like there's an honoring of education in one form or another. So yes, going to the retreat, the workshop, perhaps taking the prerequisite course that leads to something higher. So that the page energy has been very, and lowering expectations, completely lowering expectations feels super important as well too. Giving yourself the gift of the fresh start. Beautiful. Let's go to okay, so thank you for that feedback, Crystal Rose. And then Donna reminds us of the 10-1. Okay, so all very beautiful. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been lovely. Tomorrow I will be back with Margaret Peterson. And I'm also doing a deck walkthrough tomorrow afternoon. I believe I'm going to go back to the Forager's Daughter tomorrow. That's right. I changed my gears. And so tomorrow we're going to go through the minors. So I'm going to do, this is the Forager's Daughter. And so I'm going to do a walkthrough of the all of the aces, all of the twos, and share with you my initial impressions of the minors in this deck. Of course, we'll do the quartz as well too. If you're interested in seeing the majors, I did that last Wednesday and we had a bit of a discussion. So this is a deck that I hesitated on purchasing. I did not get it the first time around, and it was a little bit of a FOMO thing that happened with the purchase of this edition of it. And so I need to trust my intuition about, like I hesitated and then I purchased it. So I'm going to take my time in reviewing it. But the truth is, I don't think it's a deck that I'm going to be working with it. I'm not connecting with it in a way like I have with some other recent ones that have come across my table. So yeah, I want to reiterate what Donna has just said. Blessings and light to all. And thanks to you, Donna, and thanks to everyone in the chat. And to Dee, thank you for your poetic words of wisdom to everybody. It's just absolutely lovely. Really lovely. You're welcome, Evangelina. Good day, and sleep well and enjoy the rest of this 26th day of July. Namaste. Blessings for the new moon as well too.